Have you ever talked to a woman and suddenly felt she simply disconnected? That the brightness in her eyes disappeared, as if she had lost interest from 1 hour to the next, even with you doing everything to keep the subject? If this has happened to you, stay with me until the end, because what I will reveal you today can completely change the way you communicate, and especially how you generate real attraction and emotional connection with any woman. There is a detail, almost invisible but extremely powerful, that when applied in the conversation activates deep emotional triggers in the female brain, and the result is that she begins to feel addicted to talking to you. We are not talking about ready-made sentences or cheap seduction techniques. What you will learn here is a psychological code, a way of expressing yourself that turns simple words into genuine connection, arousing curiosity, desire, and most importantly, continuous interest. Most men make a fatal mistake. They try to impress, show value, talk too much about themselves. But the true attraction is not born of logic. It is born of mystery, emotion, and the sense of discovery. The female brain is emotional. He reacts to stimuli that move with the imagination, the senses, and the unpredictability of the conversation. And that's where the secret is. If you can activate it while talking to her, she won't be able to get you out of her head. Do you know what is the difference between a man who is remembered and one that is ignored? The way he makes her feel. And that's why the right words, used the right way, have an absurd power. Instead of trying to convince, you will learn to make her want to open, connect, surrender emotionally to the moment. All this through questions that arouse emotions, stories that create vivid images, and pauses that make her want more. Powerful question you can already use. What was the craziest thing you have done on impulse? This activates the emotional side, brings out a striking memory, and creates a field of intimacy right there in the conversation. And you know the best? In doing so, you get out of the normal face mode and enter her mind as someone who really knows how to talk, who understands how she thinks, and offers something rare, an intense, emotional experience. Now, before revealing you how to apply this technique the right way, with naturalness and confidence, I need you to understand an essential thing about the game of attraction that no one tells you. I need you to understand an essential thing about the attraction game that no one tells you. Most men are trying to conquer women using logic while they are looking for emotion. This is why so many frustrates, feel rejected or ignored. But it ends here. It's time to change the way you communicate and connect with a woman. The time has come to turn the game. If what I'm talking about here makes sense to you, if you have seen yourself in this situation of losing her interest in the middle of the conversation or not being able to create a true connection, leave a comment here right now saying, "I'll change it." Write this to yourself as a commitment. This is the first step to becoming a guy who knows exactly how to create emotional impact and let her think of you, even after the conversation is over. And if you want to be part of a generation of men who are no longer in the dark, who dominate the art of emotional attraction, already leaves the like in this video now. It shows to the algorithm that this content is important and helps me continue to deliver more techniques like this. And of course, you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because in the next videos, I will show you how to use these emotional triggers in a practical way, with phrases, postures, and attitudes that will make you unforgettable. We are building a new pattern of relationship here, smarter, more conscious, more powerful, and you are part of it. Now you prepare, because what comes next will show you exactly how to turn any conversation into something that holds, wraps, and lets it want more. Let's go. Now that you understand that the attraction begins in the emotional, not logic, it is time to further deepen this game and apply one of the most powerful strategies of seduction psychology, the technique of the emotional mirror. This is the kind of knowledge that almost no one shares, because it is subtle, invisible, but creates an instant feeling of connection, intimacy, and confidence. When you apply it correctly, the woman literally feels that there is a chemistry between you, even if she doesn't know how to explain why. And this feeling, my friend, is the beginning of emotional addiction. It works like this. The human brain is programmed to seek familiarity. Gently trusts who looks like us, who speaks in a similar way, who reacts with empathy. And in the case of women, who are much more connected to the emotional and intuitive world, this amplifies. If you can mirror her emotional tone, fit the rhythm and language she is using, you activate a brain area called ventromedial prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for recognizing emotional patterns and creating social bonds. This is not magic, it is neuroscience applied to seduction. But calm, mirroring is not imitating. A lot of people make mistakes thinking they have to copy her way of talking or her gestures, and that turns out to be artificial. True mirroring is subtle, natural, and emotional. It starts with something simple like maintaining genuine eye contact, that look that conveys presence, but without forcing. When she's talking, don't think about the next thing you'll say. Listen. React with light expressions, a smile at the right time, an eyebrow raised by surprise, a seriously that shows that you are there with her, living that moment. And the gold of the technique lies in the repetition of words and feelings. If she says, for example, "I hate routine," don't answer "me too." Go further, deliver an answer that shows emotional mirroring. "Wow, routine kills me too. I think that's why we connect so easy, you know. Look what you did here. Used her keyword, routine, validated the feeling, and added an emotional suggestion of connection. This type of phrase goes straight into her unconscious as a trigger of compatibility and desire. Another fundamental point, adjust the rhythm of the conversation. If she is faster and more enthusiastic, enter her energy. If she is calmer, introspective, lower the tone, soften the brakes. The secret is to follow and guide at the same time. This makes her feel that you are at the same frequency, as if the chat is flowing naturally and engagingly, almost like a soul meeting. And that, man, is extremely attractive to a woman. Now think to me, how many times have you been ignored by a woman and wondered what you did wrong? You were probably using an approach that did not create emotional mirroring, did not activate true connection. It was like trying to connect two wires of energy with opposite polarities. There is no way to work. But when you apply this technique, when you really learn to listen, react emotionally, and answer with intention, it feels something different from you. And then, it's just a matter of time until she wants to be close, talk more, pick you up without having to run after. So now, I want you to prove it to yourself that you will apply it. Leave it here in the comments. Emotional connection is my new game. You can write just like this, or if you prefer, comment at the same frequency. Choose one of these sentences and write now, because it shows that you are not just one you watch and forget. You are a guy who is really changing the way of relating. And if you haven't enjoyed the video yet, it already leaves the like now, because it helps me continue bringing this kind of transformative content. Oh, and subscribe, because in the next video, I will show you how silence can be even more powerful than words, and how it makes it want you even more. Let's go. And that is precisely where the next level of this emotional game comes in, the power of silence and pause, also known as the charm of the mystery. And let me tell you something. If there's something that most guys haven't understood yet, is that sometimes what you don't say has more impact than any ready phrase you can play. And this is not a chat of seduction, guru. This is pure human behavior. It is non-verbal language. It is the value perceived in silence. The truth is that many men make the classic mistake of trying to impress too much. They think that if they fill the conversation with stories, achievements, and information, they will seem more interesting. But in practice, this only generates one effect. The excess kills the mystery. And when the mystery dies, along with him dies curiosity, imagination, the desire to know more. Women are moved by what they don't know yet, for what is yet to come, for the idea that there is something behind what has been shown. And if you deliver it all right away without filtering, you become predictable, and predictability does not seduce. Now, pay attention. High-value men don't run after attention. They attract naturally. This means that the real game is not about filling the space with words. It's about knowing exactly when you shut up and let silence speak for you. A well-placed break creates tension, and tension is the raw material of attraction. When you pause, breathe, and look in her eyes without haste, she feels. Silence becomes magnetic. It's like you're saying, I don't need to prove myself. I know who I am. Moon. And do you know that situation where she asks you a personal question, hoping you open up and reveal yourself completely? Most respond fast, wanting to look spontaneous, but you don't. You'll say, this story is good, but I only tell you if you can handle the truth. Ready? You have launched a trigger of curiosity, a riddle. You have planted a question, and that will echo in her mind. She will want to find out. And when the woman wants to find out something about you, she gets emotionally involved. If she invests, and that's where you get the game. Another important detail: listen more than it speaks. When you listen carefully, not just for education, but really, she feels that she is being seen, heard, understood. And that, for a woman, is deeply seductive. While the others try to show off, you become the one who creates space for her to show herself. And when she feels free to be who is with you, she values you. The man who knows how to hear, who knows how to take breaks, who is not afraid of silence, is the man she remembers when she is alone at the end of the day. And remember something fundamental: there is no contrast connection. If the conversation is just a noise, it gets lost. But if you have rhythm, if you have moments of pause, intentional silence, look, breathing, then you create a powerful, intimate, emotional environment that activates desire without having to force anything. It's like you say, I'm not in a hurry because I know you'll want to stay. And this, my friend, is the kind of posture that separates ordinary men from unforgettable men. So if this is making sense to you, comment below now. Connected addiction. So I know that you stayed here and understood the power of these three elements that change the game of seduction. Or comments magnetic silence. If you enjoy this idea of attracting without having to run after, this shows me that you are really committed to evolving in this game and, in short, helps the channel grow. And of course, you already like if this content is opening your eyes, and subscribe now, because in the next video, I will show you exactly what to say on the first date to leave her thinking of you days later. The stop is just beginning.